And now it's my honor to introduce my friend and yours, Rotary International Director for Zones 33 and 34, Patrick Eakes. Take it away, Patrick.
Thank you, Andy, and thank you, my friend. You're right. I do appreciate being your friend. It's a pleasure to be with all of you, and thank you for your continued support of Rotary Zones 33 and 34's Membership Action Plan, or MAP. The MAP team works hard to present webinars full of practical and immediately actionable tips and strategies each month. The MAP team also coordinates an awards program and the amazing Membership Success Center that provides almost real-time membership data and strategies for membership growth. Rotarians, February, March, and April are fondly referred to in our Rotary world as PETS months. PETS, of course, stands for Presidents-Elect Training Seminars. Now, in case you're wondering if this webinar is only for club presidents-elect, let me assure you the answer is no. Most club presidents lead our clubs for only 1 year, although some later get a second chance to try to get it right, but that's for a different webinar. Having confident club leadership is critical to our club's success. Confidence in club leadership is one of the 5 elements of the club experience. This evening, our speakers will share some of their thoughts on how they're currently preparing or did prepare for their role as club president. We have 2 speakers tonight. The first is a current club president, and the second will become club president on July 1st. Our second speaker will be attending PETS for the second time this year. I'll let her share more about that in a bit. But first, let's do a poll. We're interested in how many of our attendees will be attending PETS this year and in what capacity, or perhaps they have attended in previous years. So let's go ahead and run the poll. All right, those results are coming in. Okay, well, it looks like we have a pretty even split here between either those folks who are presidents-elect right now who will serve as president in 25-26, or those who will serve in a district role next year. And then there are a number of people who will have other club roles, could be president nominee or some other role. Very good. Thank you for participating in that poll. Always interesting, and we appreciate you participating in that interactivity. So now it's time to hear from our first speaker. Dave Winslow is the current club president of the Rotary Club of Dr. Phillips in Florida, USA. I'm going to let Dave share a bit of his background and his story. Dave, take it away, sir.
Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that for letting me tell you a little bit about my career, my Rotary Club, and my PETS leadership training experience. So I've recently retired from Universal Orlando, September of 23, after 30 years of service with Universal. I was the Senior Vice President of Tech Services, and it was just a magnificent career for me, and I'm so happy to be able to do that. The most significant day of my career, and also those who worked at Universal Orlando, and probably the theme park in general, was June 18th, 2010, which was the grand opening of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So from that day until the day I retired, some 13 plus years later, we couldn't build fast enough, we couldn't grow fast enough, we couldn't staff fast enough. And that's where the similarities are with my leadership role in the Dr. Phillips Rotary Club. It's about membership and staffing. A lot of the similar issues with Universal are also the same challenges that we have with Rotary. Membership, what's the right growth and size of the club? How do you deal with retention, which is very important, attrition, and training? Training is so important, and that's what we'll probably be talking about a little bit later. So how did I get involved with Rotary? In 2014, my wife introduced me to the Rotary Club at an event called A Taste of Dr. Phillips, some 700 people meeting together. And during that event, Amy introduced me to Art Brown, who is the past district governor and happens to be my sponsor at Rotary. I asked Art, what do you do at Dr. Phillips Rotary? And, tell me more about it. So he said, what we do is we put on events like this. We raise money, we eat, drink, listen to great music, and we have a great time. We use the money that we raise to give back to our local communities. So probably one of the biggest takeaways here from Rotary International Conference training is you must make your club irresistible. And this event certainly got a jump start on me to make the Dr. Phillips Rotary Club irresistible. An introduction to my club. We have our main club. We meet on Wednesday morning at breakfast, 7 o'clock at the Bay Hill Country Club. We have between 70 and 80 members. It's a great place to have our regular meeting. We also have an impact club or a companion club that was started in 2020, 40 to 50 members. These are Rotarians who want to give back to the community and want to be part of the Dr. Phillips Rotary, but they can't come to a 7 o'clock meeting. They also can't afford the costs of the Dr. Phillips Rotary main club. So the Impact Club is a perfect solution for them. We also have a foundation, which is a 501c3 corporation formed in 2017. It consists of 10 officers and directors that are club members, and they manage the funds that we raise and that we distribute back to the community. So the Rotary International Conference training here, and this is a quote directly from Patrick Langano, he said, don't schedule your members out of the club and don't price your members out of the club. Give them an option. And that's where our Impact Club is a perfect solution for that. Let me talk to you a little bit about some of the events that we have at the Dr. Phillips Rotary Club. Our 4 marquee events were the Taste of Dr. Phillips that you saw earlier, and then it's Wine and Dine on the 9, Birdies and Barbecue, and Concessions. And these are events where we raise a lot of money to be able to give back to our community. We also have a couple of very special projects, 2 Title I schools in the area that I'm very proud of, and that's with Tangelo Park Elementary Tiger Outfitter Store and Sadler Elementary Mustang Market. These are 2 stores where students can come and get clothing, toiletry, and supplies that they need if some of those students don't have sweatshirts and clothes and toiletries. So it's a great program for them. So some of the takeaway from leadership at PETS is, first of all, the motto is service above self. We're here to serve others in the community. And the other one is membership engagement. Get your people engaged in projects right away. Make sure they're involved, and it's the key to success. Some of our membership success that I just want to highlight, monthly socials. It's great to get out and have a great time. Our club networking mixer is one of our most popular club events. Maintaining club membership while we grew our Impact Club was a bit of a challenge, but we're happy that we're able to do that. Quarterly fireside chats, one is going on tonight, as a matter of fact. Our women's luncheon is very popular. And monthly induction ceremonies, Paul Harris recognition, Rotarian of the Month are very important that we make a big deal about that. We have a club brochure and also business cards that we can hand out to prospective members so that they have something to take away. I'm going to leave you with our club's vision, mission, and values. Our vision is to be the best Rotary Club we can possibly be. Our mission is to create an environment where our club members are proud to belong and everybody has a sense of purpose and belonging. Our values include the 4-way test, but probably the most important one is it fun? We're a volunteer organization, and it's very important to have fun in everything we do. So with that, I'm going to give it back to you, Patrick. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Dave. I like that. Is it fun? Your presentation was great, and it highlighted the importance of confident club leadership. Thank you again, Dave. As a reminder to all of you, you can ask Dave and our next guest questions by using the Q&A box in the toolbar at the bottom of your screen. Our next speaker is Brandy Phillips Brandon. Brandy is a wife and a mom of 3 adult children. She spent 20 years in pediatric nursing before joining her husband in their family insurance business. She currently serves on her club's service committee, is the Rotary Means Business Chair, and is the president-elect for the Rotary Club of King in North Carolina, USA. Brandy also serves on the District Rotary Youth Leadership Awards Committee for District 7690. Brandy, the floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you, Patrick. Hello, everyone. It's an honor to speak with you about leadership and my pet's experience. Each of us is called to serve in leadership. Leadership's a balance between planning and passion. And we've got to be intentional in setting our goals, structuring the meeting, and ensuring our club is effective. And when I went to PETS, I thought I was going to get the blueprint, the book for how to structure the club and what to do in the future. PETS is a great start for that. It's a great organizational piece of the puzzle, but we don't want to lose our inspiration because then our leadership becomes mechanical. So I challenge you to stay connected to your why. Whether it's supporting youth literacy projects or your club's involvement in a global grant, let that mission fuel you. Passion is contagious, and inspired leaders inspire others. Figure out your song and go sing it. And I'm going to give a little story to go with that. As mentioned, I went to PETS as a president nominee last year, and I am planning to attend again this year. Rotary gives us a multitude of opportunities to grow our leadership skills. It was really valuable for me. I'll be honest, my initial reaction when I went into my first session was a bit of imposter syndrome. I remember going in and thinking, I am not qualified to be here. They have chosen the wrong person. But as introductions occurred, I realized that most of the people in the room were just like me. We have a heart for service. They were just at different stages on the leadership journey. There are so many different styles of leadership, and each club is unique. So not everything you hear at PETS will work for your club. My club is smaller. We're in a rural area. And as I made those introductions, I realized there was something very unique about us. Our club loves to sing. We start each meeting with a song. I remember showing up to visit my club for the first time, and really, it made me happy. It was great to be in a song. Singing puts you in a good mood. We have an early morning club. We start at 7 a.m. So sometimes you don't show up in you're not quite ready for the day. But I have to say, after that song, we're all smiling, we're all happy. We might laugh a little. Some of us don't sing as well as others, but we all try. There are also studies that show if you link singing to teaching information, a person retains it better. So hopefully some of the things I'm about to say are going to stick with you. There's no one size fits all for leadership. There's no model that fits everyone, but PETS is a really good opportunity to listen and to soak it up and to gather information. And then you think about it, think what's unique, how will this work for your club? You figure out your song and you go sing it. Next, I want to talk about showing up. Half the battle in leadership is just showing up. And I don't mean physically just to your meetings, but showing up fully present, engaged, and committed to the people you serve. You will witness this attitude in many, many ways at PETS. Lean in, be curious, use those breaks and the lunch and the dinners to make connections. Don't go hide in a corner and catch up on your work email. Make the connections. I'm currently serving on our district rally board because of a conversation I had at PETS that sparked some interest and then led to further conversations, and now I'm serving on the board. It's a really good opportunity for your club also to see you showing up both inside and out of the meetings. Showing up with consistency and a servant's heart builds trust and momentum. Choose joy. Leadership is demanding. Sometimes we get in the weeds, but we get to decide how we show up each day. Choosing joy means leading with gratitude, seeing the challenges as opportunities, and then fostering a culture where members feel valued. When joy is at the center of our leadership, people want to be a part of what we're building. And then almost as a side effect, we're growing our membership. Remember that your words matter. When you go into meetings, when you go to district events, and you sigh and complain or act like it's such a burden. People notice that and they don't want to join. It is a privilege to serve, it's not a burden. So remember to keep it happy, choose joy, keep it fun. Praise the talent. Good leaders don't do everything. I am not in charge of my club, truly. It's a group effort. I facilitate things and I make suggestions, but good leaders empower others to shine. Your club is full of people with talent. They're just waiting to be recognized. Everyone loves to matter. This is a service organization, but people still like to be recognized at times and they want to know what they're doing matters. Use your time after pets and before you become president to find people in your club and encourage them. Give them opportunities to lead. Rotary is strongest when we lift everyone up. So take the time, acknowledge the contributions, celebrate the efforts, and build a culture of appreciation. And then finally, make your call to action. Leadership is not a one-time performance. It's a lifelong song. And by going to pets, you're going to see just how big Rotary is, just how long it's been there, how long it's going to survive, and how you can be a part of something so big. I attended as the nominee, and I've used this year as practice. It's been a year to align my actions with district goals, to assist my current president. Our club's nominee is going with me, so the two of us will be allowed the opportunity again to align our goals and to work together to align our vision and to create something to carry forward. So when you figure out your song, sing it boldly, serve with intention, show up fully, choose joy, lift others up, and commit to Rotary for the long haul. Because it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And when we all sing together, we create a song that changes the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandy. I suddenly feel like I want to sing, but I'll spare all of you that pain. But seriously, you shared some great information about confident club leadership and even how some of us gain that confidence at Pets. Thank you for that, Brandy. I'm now going to ask our regional membership officer, Jose Gonzalez, to join Brandy and Dave as they answer your questions. Jose, take it away, sir.
Thank you very much, Director Patrick, for that introduction. And hello to all our webinar attendees. It's a pleasure to be here again and serve as your Q&A moderator. Now, before we transition into the Q&A, I'd like to thank our presenters so far for their engaging stories and commitment to lead their clubs with enthusiasm, innovation, and all while making Rotary fun. And with that, let's transition into the Q&A where you, as the attendee, have an opportunity to submit your questions to be read live for our presenters. As a reminder, we are using the Q&A function found in the toolbar at the bottom of your Zoom screen. If you're on a mobile device, you might have to select the three dots to open the Q&A. And with that, let's get started with our first question. And Brandy, we're going to keep it going with you because the first one is coming for you. Someone is interested to know because they really enjoyed the figuring out your song and go sing it phrase. What's your process to get someone who's new to step up and sing their own song, metaphorically speaking?
First, we really try to make our new members feel comfortable. We tag team. We're intentional, but we don't overwhelm. We want them to feel welcome. We introduce each club. I'm sorry, each committee, and ask them where they might be interested, and we start right away asking them to participate in our service project. So we're just really intentional, and it may take a little while, but we want them to really find their niche.
Great. Sounds like you keep them engaged early on to find what fits best for that individual.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. And David, the next one is coming for you. We had someone who was intrigued because you might have frozen at the time. How many members do you actually have in your Impact Club? And if you can give us additional details, when you first attended the social event and learned about Rotary, why did you decide to actually join?
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry that maybe I froze up there. Our Impact Club now is around 40 to 50 members. It varies from time to time. And it's really pretty incredible considering we started with 15 members just a year and a half ago. So that's a nice growth pattern. So I'm very proud about that. And the best part about it, we've had some of our club members move to Impact, but we've been able to add to our club membership to keep it consistent with our past years. And then the second part of that question was really why did I want to be involved with Rotary? The first is that my job was all consuming and most of my focus was with people at my job. And so I wanted a way to meet people outside of my workplace and get to know people in the community, professionals and folks that worked in the area. I also wanted to make sure that I could give back to the community as much as I possibly could. And lastly, is I knew I was several years from retirement, and I wanted to really set the groundwork so that when I retired, I could do something really meaningful. And Rotary was the answer for that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for sharing, David. Brandy, I'm going to jump back to you real quick because there's someone who's intrigued. This is coming from Julie. Julie's interested to know, did you meet individually with each member to understand how they wanted to be engaged with Rotary?
Usually new members, we have a buddy who they're assigned when they join. And that person will take them to lunch at some point in the first few months and meet with them. And then if they can't, another member will do so. And they get to know and they get some ideas about what that new member would like to do.
I've seen that actually, Brandy, be very successful, buddying people up, almost like having a mentor. It's someone they can trust that they can go to and ask those silly questions and not have to ask
Right.
in front of the whole group. I love that. Thank you for sharing, Brandy.
Yes.
David, someone's really intrigued to learn about the fireside chats. Do you mind telling us a little bit more about what the general content is of these? Are they hosted during your club meeting or are they at an alternative time?
They're usually hosted at one of our club members' house, either the president, president-elect, or happens to be the membership chairman. We have it at a house. That makes it personal. It makes it more, I think, enjoyable. The second thing is we have about as many people presenting as we have at the fireside chat. We'll have 2 or 3 seasoned individuals, people that have been around the club, and usually district governors, past district governors. We'll have people from the foundation. We'll have people that have been around for quite some time. And then we'll also have some of the newer people, particularly in the membership area and also the president-elect, talking about some of their experiences with Rotary and what we would expect of them. So it's a diverse group and it's a mixture, but that way the participants of the fireside chat get a very good cross section of the entire Rotary family.
Wonderful. Thank you, David, for those details. Brandy, this next one is for you, and it's actually coming from me. You said something that really stuck home. You mentioned having a bit of imposter syndrome when first attending pets. First, thank you for sharing that because I guarantee there are more people than we know that feel similarly. And with today's subject on confident club leadership, what strategies would you say that you incorporated for yourself to help you overcome that imposter syndrome and take pets head on?
Well, I have to say that unlike today, I was very nervous about this presentation, but we can do hard things. We just have to get out there and try. And I kind of made a list of the things I wasn't sure about. I've been going to all the district training that I can. I'm meeting with our treasurer because there's some things, that I just don't know. So I'm just really trying to learn as much as I can because I know that helps me, that knowledge and the planning so that when it's time for me to take over, um, I'll be more prepared. But as far as at pets, the actual event, I think just listening, other people were nervous too, and realizing We're all in this together, and nobody wants you to fail. Everybody's cheering you on. So you have a really huge support group. So that helped me a lot to know that.
I'd agree, Brandy. Rotary will never let you fail. You're going to have the best support group of all time, championing for you no matter what. So glad to hear that you're able to utilize the people in there, and they become almost like your best friends.
Right.
Now, Brandy, this next one is going to be for you as well. Trisha Crees is interested to learn a little bit more about how you praise talent. I believe it was a monthly membership recognition you mentioned, and they're wondering what form this takes. Is it a little gift, a call out at a club meeting, or is it some other format?
For me, so far, I've been writing thank you notes, kind of on a weekly basis since shortly after pets. I just thought I can send an email. I always tell people in the meetings, we have a gentleman who arrives early every week, and he just brings out our flag and gets everything set up in the room. And I just try to always tell him thanks for that because then we can all come in and everything's ready. Um, and I may incorporate more when I'm actually president, but at this time, I have just the thank you notes are what I've been doing and trying just to notice things that maybe, aren't big and shiny, but just little things that people do.
Yeah. You'll be surprised. Thank you notes go a long way, and I myself will love a thank you note. So I bet you everybody's really appreciative of those. David, we have individuals that are asking about the thought process of couldn't grow fast enough. What do you feel is a fair growth rate for a club? Can you grow too fast?
I think it depends upon what the size of your club is and what your goals are. For example, if you had a small club with maybe 6 or 8 people where you were just starting, and you said, my goal this year is to double. I want to be, if 10, 15, or 20 in a year. I don't think that's unreasonable. For a club that may have, 60, 80, or 100 people in it, having doubling would be quite a challenge. So I think it depends upon your club, and it also depends upon what your goals are. For example, one of the clubs I talked to when I was at Rotary International is that they have a cap on the number of people they can have in the club because they only have a certain number of seats at breakfast, and so they can only maintain a membership of say 85. So I think it really depends on what your goals are for your club and what your growth objectives are.
You're right. It is case by case and club by club. So
Mhm.
there's no right or wrong answer. So as long
Yeah,
as they're growing right, we're in the right direction.
yeah, that's
Good.
right.
David, someone is intrigued. They didn't give their name. Actually, this one did. Kevin asked, who is Dr. Phillips? And in addition to it, they're interested to learn a little bit more about the Impact Club. How does the Impact Club function?
Okay. Well, Dr. Phillips was a resident of this area earlier in the 1900s, and he owned most of the land in the Central Florida area. And it was called Dr. Phillips. He sold a lot of the property to different businesses and residential areas, but it became named after him because he was a great partner in the community. So that's why it's called Dr. Phillips.
Okay.
And what the second question was? Could you repeat that?
Yes, David. The second question was in relation to the Impact Club. What's the general function of that club and how it operates on a day-to-day basis, as much as you're
So
able to share?
sure. The Impact Club does not have a regular weekly meeting. They are not, they don't need to do that. Their primary function is to do volunteer projects. They have weekly volunteer projects that they can sign up for and participate in, whether it's a Second Harvest Food Bank, a Gift for Teaching, local schools, Shepherd's Hope, Give Kids a World, things like that. And they are very critical to the main club when we have our big marquee events. For example, we may need 50 volunteers, and so they're very helpful in that, and they are involved very much so in those marquee events. So it's primarily to do volunteer work and serve the community, and they do a very good job of that. And they represent Dr. Phillips Rotary and the Rotary Club very well.
Sounds like a great opportunity to get people engaged with Rotary without having to commit with a standing meeting, we'll say.
Yeah, that's right.
Wonderful. Now, this next question is for the both of you. And Brandy, we're going to start with you. How do you make people feel proud to be a part of your club?
My club is very involved with youth services. We have a college scholarship. We donate an elementary school a book each week um, based on our speaker. And we're also involved with hunger relief in our area with the food pantries. So I think our interact clubs, we have two very strong interact clubs. For our area, our club does a lot, and it's not hard to we also partner kind of with people who are on the boards of some of these youth literacy programs or the food pantry. So we get a bigger audience that way. And I think just the work that we do to be small and that we give back so much to the community helps us, our service projects, and then the funds that we collect to give to the youth.
Great. Thank you, Brandy. David, same question for you. How do you help your members feel proud to be a member of your club?
Well, I'll kind of go back to the vision, mission, and values. And in the mission, it's about, we want to make sure that our club members are proud to belong. And the main thing is that they have a sense of purpose and belonging. So the first thing is we team a new club member up with a sponsor, and we make sure that they communicate regularly, and they sometimes will come to the meetings together and that sort of thing. So they have somebody that always feel like they have a mentor in the group. The other thing is we want to get people involved in some volunteer activities right away, because that's the best way to really get to know people. And then also coming to our socials and being involved in some of our volunteer projects. So it's really have a sense of purpose and belonging is the way we feel like we can make sure that our team, our club members are proud to be a member.
Great, wonderful. Brandy, this next one is for you, and someone is interested to learn more about the meeting place in which you meet with your club. Is there a charge for individuals coming as guests, or can someone attend just freely if they are invited by someone else?
We do not charge for guests. So that's kind of our slogan around town, come have breakfast on us and learn what we're about. So any guest, any visitor, the cost of their breakfast is absorbed and it's on us.
Wonderful. David, an individual named David is actually asking this, and they say, besides the 4 activities that you mentioned, do you have specific service projects as well as, or all of your activities pretty much falling into that fundraiser category? If you have
No,
service
we
projects,
do. We also, I mentioned that the Impact Club has
that's
weekly
right.
signups, and our primary club can also participate in those same activities.
Mhm.
I mentioned earlier, Give Kids a World, which is a wonderful place for us to volunteer. They're always looking for help. Second Harvest Food Bank, Gift for Teaching. All of our local schools need volunteers. Shepherd's Hope, United Against Poverty are just some examples of some of the other areas that we serve the community. So we have I'll call it our marquee events, but then we also have weekly signups for local charities of one sort or another.
Great. I have here, what are your membership requirements per month? Is this something, let's go quarterly. How about that? So it's people get an idea of a club your size is how they can, what it potentially looks like for someone quarterly to join your club.
I'm not sure I understood that question. Could you repeat
Sorry,
that, please?
sorry, David. Is there a major difference in the Impact Club joining their costs associated with that versus joining the traditional club?
Yes, the Impact Club is significantly more cost effective than the primary club. And the reason for that is when you join the club, you pay for breakfast. And so the breakfasts are expensive. And so that's really probably the biggest cost difference. So they don't come to the Wednesday meeting and they don't pay for the breakfast. And Bay Hill Country Club is a very nice place, but it also comes with a very nice price tag. But you get what you pay for.
I would imagine so, yes. Great. This final question is going to be for the both of you. So, David, you as a current club president and Brandy as an incoming club president, what number one feedback would you give to someone coming into the club president role to set them up for success so they themselves can be a confident club leader? David, you were just going, so we'll start with you on that.
I think be prepared, be organized, and the biggest thing is the Rotary organization is one of the only organizations of this magnitude that I'm aware of that the entire leadership changes over every year. And so, I have to applaud Rotary for all the work they do with pets to try to give the new presidents as much of a head start and a good direction so that they're, running right out of the gate. But I was really quite impressed with that. So my words would be, if you're an incoming president, make sure you use all the things that you learn at Pets and implement them in your club so that you can take advantage of the great things that take place at Pets.
Wonderful. Thank you, David. Brandy, same question for you.
I'm going to piggyback on that.
Mhm.
Take advantage, yes, take advantage of all the training that's offered. It's amazing the leadership training opportunities that are free. You just have to sign up for them. Um, and find your team in your club. Find those people that are gonna do the work, but also be passionate about it, that are a good fit for the roles.
Mhm. I think you're spot on. And you actually mentioned something about that earlier, right? Finding the right players and helping them lead the club itself. So thank you for bringing that back, Brandy.
Yes.
Now, I do want to share for everybody on the webinar today, if we can, let's give a virtual round of applause for our presenters. They got some pretty intense questions today. Let's click those buttons and keep it going. And with that, I want to say thank you again, and Brandy and David, for your time and for your commitment to share everything that you've learned thus far with Rotary. Uh, Passing it on now to my good friend Andy Van Hook to share with us the upcoming next webinars and any next steps. Thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you, Jose. Great job as always, my friend, hosting and moderating this Q&A. And big thanks to Dave and Brandy for sharing your pet stories and how you became a more confident leader. I definitely took notes. If you missed any part of this webinar, you can watch by going to rizones33-34.org/membership-action-plan. Join us for the next MAP webinar on Monday, March 10th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, where we'll talk about what's your PTS? PTS being problem to solve, doing the right things right now. Look forward to seeing you on Monday, March the 10th. And thanks for tuning in this evening, and hope you have a great month.